Hello and welcome to the October board recaps. On October 4th at our board meeting, in our information segment, we had an update on career and technical education programs and facility usage, which was shared with the board by Brian Veit, who was our CTE Pathway Program Coordinator. He presented current offerings and talked about potential advanced trades being offered in our fourth bay, such as electrical and HVAC, which is our heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Also an information item is the Property Tax Appeal Board resolution, which was reviewed and presented by Angie Smith. If approved, the board would give our attorneys the authority to make decisions on large tax appeal in a timely manner. Also, Ana Gonzalez presented the Community Fairs update. Highlights were the parent-teacher conferences that occurred and the upcoming 9th annual Banding Together event, which will be held on October 23rd of 2021. In our discussion segment, our architect Pat Callahan from Studio GC, Angie Smith, Jeff Schuller, and Ryan Abrahamson all tag teamed and presented on an in-depth look at our larger capital projects that are coming up over the next year or two. We outlined our roofing, paving, building envelope, and security, and our potential centralized operations building were all shared with the board. Ryan Abrahamson discussed funding of these projects, and the potential timelines were also shared with our board. Additionally, Ryan, our Director of Finance, discussed the next step for our QZAB, which is our Quality Zone Academy bonds, and the payment fund transfer. The district issued $2 million in qualified Zone Academy bonds to pay for the maintenance needs across the district. These funds have been sitting in as reserve fund balances in the Operations and Maintenance Fund. However, because this is considered a long-term debt, the payment must come from the Debt Service Fund. This requires a fund transfer resolution, moving the funds from the Operations Fund to the Education Fund, and then from the Education Fund to the Bond and Interest Fund. And at this board meeting, the board did not take any action or any approvals besides the consent agenda. Now moving to our second meeting of the month, on October 18th, we began our meeting with a notice of public hearing. The meeting began with President Rich Kearns opening the public hearing regarding the district bond transfer. There were no public comments to this item and the hearing was closed. Then we moved into Those Who Make a Difference segment. Ana Gonzalez, our Director of Community Affairs, presented Aurora Bank and Trust for their continued partnerships and support of our students and families through supply donations and scholarship funds. Lorena LaBatista, the branch manager, and Yaneth Medina, president, were in attendance to represent the bank, and we appreciate their partnership. Then we move into our information segment. Christina Torres from Crow LLP was in attendance to present the 2020-2021 annual financial reports. The audit summary for both the district and our Hope Walls School District was shared. Angie Smith presented the annual bus lease refresh for next year. This is a routine item, but due to supply shortages, the district is looking to get out in front of this in a timely manner. The fleet size will remain the same, but the types of buses may change. In action item, the Board of Education approved the resolution directing the transfer of $2 million from the Operations and Maintenance Fund to the Education Fund of the district. The second action item, the Board of Education approved the resolution directing the transfer of $2 million from the Education Fund to the Bond and Interest Fund of the district. And thank you for listening in, and we will be back to you next month with more board recaps.